Okay, today we're going to practice the half angle formulas. We're on page 635 in your textbook, and we're going to be working on problems 47 and 52. The triangles are provided, and the triangles don't say what quadrant they're in, and so our answer is going to have plus and minus, as does the half angle formulas. So we'll start with problem 47. And in problem 47, it says theta over 2. And so the triangle that we're going to use is the one right above it. And that triangle is a right triangle. And it shows that we have a 3, 4, 5. And so for problem 47, it tells us to find the sine of theta divided by 2. And so we're going to look at the formula for the sine of a half angle. And you see that it's plus or minus the square root of 1 minus cosine of theta divided by 2. So in this particular problem, we see that the cosine of our angle, and I want to remind you that this is theta, so the cosine of our angle is adjacent over hypotenuse, which is 4/5. So we'll plug this into the formula, and we're going to keep the plus or minus because it didn't give us any indication about what quadrant this is in. So it will have two answers, one plus and one minus. So this is going to be 1 minus the cosine, 1 minus 4/5, and the 2 is also under the radical. So just kind of be aware of that. So we're going to find a common denominator for the first piece, and the common denominator for 1 and 4/5 is going to be fifths. So we'll make this 5/5 instead of 1, minus 4/5, and all of that's over 2. So we have plus or minus the square root. 5/5 minus 4/5 is 1/5, and 1/5 over 2 is the same as 1/5 divided by 2, which is the same as 1/5 times 1/2. So remember, that's all under the radical. So it's 1/5 times the reciprocal. And so we get plus or minus the square root of 1/10. Now we do need to simplify that because we know we're not allowed to have the radical in the denominator. So if you recall from Algebra 2, simplifying that is the square root of 1 over the square root of 10. And so the square root of 1 is 1, and the square root of 10, don't forget your plus and minus, is there. So we rationalize that by multiplying by the square root of 10 over the square root of 10. And so our final answer then is going to be plus or minus square root of 10, and the square root of 10 times the square root of 10 is 10. So this is our final answer. The cosine of, I'm looking for the cosine. The sine of theta over 2 is going to be the square root of 10 over 10, and that is your exact answer. Okay, next we're going to look at problem number 52. So again, we're on page 635, and we're going to look at problem 52. So this particular one takes a look at the other triangle for alpha. And so here's the picture that we're looking at. This is 24, and this is 7. So we do need to find out the missing side. So pause the video and take a look at the Pythagorean theorem to find the missing side. Found that the missing side was 25 using the Pythagorean theorem. This is the C, or the hypotenuse. Now, in 52, it asks us to find the tangent of alpha over 2. So in those problems in that section, for theta questions, you're going to use the triangle on the left, and for alpha questions, you're going to use the triangle on the right. Now, just like with cosine in the double angle formulas, the half angle formulas have 3 choices. I happen to like the one in the middle, so we're going to do this one today. You can choose another one if you'd like, the cosine of alpha over the sine of alpha. So we need to come back over here and find out the cosine of alpha, and that is, this is the alpha angle, adjacent over hypotenuse, so that's 24/25, and also the sine of alpha, and you know from the triangle that that's 7/25. So it's 1 minus 24/25 over 7/25. So in the numerator, we're going to have to find a common denominator. So it's 25/25 minus 24/25 all over 7/25. And one of the reasons I like this one is we don't have to worry about the plus and the minus as you do in the first one for the tangent. So on this, we're going to get 1/25 divided by 7/25. So if you remember, that's multiplying by the reciprocal. So you have to flip this upside down. So the 25's cancel, and we get a final answer of 1/7. And again, with this particular tangent piece, we don't have to worry about plus and minus. So your task then is to finish up the problems on page 635, numbers 47 through 52. And the next class we'll have a quiz on double and half angles.